The Linkflex AD-3 is a dual channel preamp. Dual channel means you're plugging two audio sources into one receiver. Preamp means it provides phantom power, which is pretty cool on like a mobile production. It's made by COMICA, who makes actually a bunch of pretty good audio equipment. It's about 120 bucks on Amazon. One thing I think is pretty cool about it is it accepts all different kinds of like really common audio inputs. So it takes 3.5 millimeter XLR and 6.5, which actually the 6.5 jack is in the center of the XLR input, which I thought was kind of a weird, cool design choice. The main functions are controlled on the side. You can select between camera and phone modes. I don't know what the deal is there. For my productions, I typically record straight into the camera, or I use an external audio recorder, something like a Zoom. To me, I feel like most people who use a tool like this are probably doing it at like a moderate degree of proficiency and would invest in an external recording device before investing in a dual channel preamp, because one of those things is going to net you a higher quality and one of those things is going to net you an easier workflow. And I feel like a lot of people will focus on quality before ease of workflow. You can also switch between stereo and mono modes, meaning you can choose whether to merge the two inputs or keep them isolated to their separate channels. I would hazard to say I don't see myself ever needing to merge channels during recording as opposed to just doing it in post. If I leave them separate, then I have more control over like equalizing them in post-production. If I merge them, then I just have to deal with how they sound together. Everything that I do to one track happens to the other one because they're the same one track. But for the sake of expediency, I can see why it would be really useful in some circumstances, especially if speed is really important and you already know what your settings are going to be and you already have them dialed in. Finally, there's the on-off switch, which also controls the phantom power. So it's like off, on with phantom power. Now there's also another switch down here that controls audio monitoring. That means it switches between monitoring through the preamp or monitoring through your phone. But since I don't record into my phone, I record straight into a DSLR. I also just monitor through the DSLR because whatever my camera is hearing is what it's going to be recording, so I want to hear exactly what it's hearing. On the front here we have the most obvious controls. This is the volume. The range on these is kind of tricky, like the knobs turn way past where they're marked. Now I'm using this with one COMICA lapel mic from one of their wireless lav kits and one Audio-Technica shotgun mic, and the lav mic peaks really low on this dial because it's a lav mic, it's very high sensitivity, and the shotgun mic I actually turned all the way up and it was still quieter than I thought it was going to be. There's that wide degree of control. Overall, it's a really convenient device. It's very straightforward. I'd say it's well worth the 120 bucks for anybody who needs specifically something like this. Maybe you're recording like binaural audio, or maybe you're needing to power some mics on like a mobile small production. Something like this isn't going to get you any kind of like higher quality audio. You still need to use good mics to get good audio. But what it will do is it'll cut down on a lot of your time. And anybody who works in any kind of production capacity knows that saving time is more valuable than anything else you can do. Anyway, if you use COMICA stuff too, leave me a comment and let me know exactly what it is that you use, because I might pick that up next. I'm starting to really like their stuff. Peace.